His expensive suit fit perfectly, and his watch probably cost more than most people's yearly salary, yet none of it could hide the quiet loneliness in his eyes. Daniel checked his watch. रात के 8:17. 7 minutes late. He sighed and leaned back in his chair. This was a mistake, he muttered. The blind date had been his assistant's idea. For months she had been gently pushing him to try living a normal life again. You run one of the biggest companies in the country, she had told him earlier that morning. But you don't even remember the last time you had dinner with someone who wasn't a business partner. Daniel had tried to refuse. But eventually, he gave in. Fine, he said earlier. One dinner, that's it. Now he was starting to regret it. The waiter approached politely. Would you like to order while you wait, sir? Daniel shook his head. I'll wait a little longer. The waiter nodded and walked away. Daniel turned his gaze toward the rain-covered window. Outside, people hurried along the sidewalk with umbrellas. Couples walked together, laughing as they avoided puddles. A young man ran across the street holding a bouquet of flowers, clearly late for something important. Daniel watched them silently. Once, he used to believe life was about moments like that. Before everything changed, 3 years earlier, Daniel had been engaged to a woman named Laura. She was kind, intelligent, and the only person who had ever convinced him that life could be bigger than business. But one winter night, a car accident took her away. Since that day, Daniel had thrown himself completely into work. Meetings, flights, investments. Success became his routine, his habit. It was easier that way. If he kept moving, he didn't have to remember. Suddenly, laughter from a nearby table pulled him back to the present. A young couple sat there, sharing dessert and whispering to each other. The girl smiled so brightly that it almost hurt to watch. Daniel quickly looked away. He rubbed his temple. Maybe his assistant was right. Maybe he had been alone for too long. Still, a blind date felt ridiculous. Just as Daniel reached for his glass of water, the restaurant door opened. A cool breeze slipped inside with the sound of the rain. Several people glanced toward the entrance. Daniel barely noticed at first. But then he heard the quiet click of heels against the wooden floor. He looked up, and for a moment, everything else in the restaurant seemed to fade. A woman had just stepped inside. She wasn't dressed like most of the wealthy guests at the restaurant. There were no glittering diamonds or expensive designer dresses. Instead, she wore a simple dark blue dress and a light coat, slightly damp from the rain. Yet somehow she stood out more than anyone else. Her posture was calm, her expression thoughtful, and her eyes carried a quiet strength that Daniel couldn't quite explain. She paused at the entrance, scanning the restaurant. Then her gaze landed on him. For a brief moment, their eyes met. Daniel felt something strange, a feeling he couldn't quite name. Recognition. No, that wasn't possible. He had never seen her before. The woman walked toward him slowly, her steps steady and confident. Daniel stood up automatically. When she reached the table, she gave a polite smile. Daniel Whitmore. Her voice was soft but clear. Yes, Daniel replied. And you must be. She pulled out the chair and sat down across from him. Emily. Daniel nodded slightly. Nice to meet you, Emily. But instead of answering normally, Emily studied him quietly. Not like someone meeting a billionaire. Not like someone impressed. It felt more like she was trying to confirm something. Finally she spoke. I wasn't sure you'd come. Daniel raised an eyebrow. My assistant can be very persuasive. Emily smiled faintly. That's not what I meant. Daniel leaned forward slightly. Oh, she reached into her purse. For a moment, Daniel assumed she was taking out her phone. Instead, she pulled out something small and flat. A photograph. Carefully, she placed it on the table between them. Daniel glanced down casually. Then his entire body froze. The photograph was old. The edges were slightly worn. And the person standing in the center of the picture was unmistakable. Him. But the Daniel in the photo looked younger. Maybe 10 years younger. Standing beside him in the picture was a small girl and an elderly man. Daniel's mind raced. He stared at the image, trying to remember. Where had this been taken? Why didn't he remember it? Slowly, Daniel looked up at Emily. His voice came out quieter than he expected. Where did you get this? Emily folded her hands on the table. Her eyes didn't leave his face. My name is Emily Carter, she said calmly. Daniel waited. Then she continued. 10 years ago, you helped someone you didn't even know. Daniel frowned slightly. We helped a lot of people. Emily nodded. Yes, but this time was different. She gently tapped the photograph. That day changed everything for me. Daniel looked down at the picture again. A strange unease crept into his chest. Because no matter how hard he tried, he could not remember that moment. When he looked back up, Emily was watching him carefully, almost as if she already knew his confusion. Finally Daniel asked the question that had begun echoing in his mind. "Who are you?" Emily took a slow breath. Then she said quietly, "I'm the girl from that photograph." Daniel felt the world around him fall silent. Because suddenly, this dinner was no longer a simple blind date. It was the beginning of a story he had completely forgotten, but one that had clearly changed someone else's life forever. And Daniel had no idea what he had done, or what he was about to discover. His eyes were locked on the old photograph lying between them. 10 years ago, a younger version of himself stood in the picture, wearing a simple coat, smiling awkwardly beside a small girl and an elderly man. The girl, Emily. Slowly, Daniel looked up at the woman sitting across from him. "You're saying, that little girl is you?" Emily nodded gently. "Yes." Daniel leaned back in his chair, trying to process everything. "I'm sorry," he admitted honestly. "I wish I could say I remember this, but I don't." Emily didn't look offended. Instead, she smiled softly. "I expected that." Daniel frowned slightly. "You did." She nodded. "You probably helped hundreds of people that year. For you it was just a small moment." Her fingers lightly touched the corner of the photograph. "But for me, it was the day my life changed." Daniel studied her carefully. Outside, rain continued to slide down the windows of New York City, turning the lights of the streets into glowing rivers. "What happened that day?" he asked quietly. Emily took a slow breath. "My grandfather and I were homeless." Daniel blinked. The word landed heavily in the air. "Homeless." Emily nodded. "My parents had died when I was young. My grandfather raised me, but he lost his job and we lost our apartment." Daniel's expression softened. "We were sleeping in a shelter not far from here," she continued. "One afternoon my grandfather brought me to a small park because he said children deserve to play, even when life is hard." Daniel's mind began to stir. A faint memory flickered somewhere deep inside his thoughts. A park, autumn leaves, a little girl sitting alone on a bench. Emily continued. "You were walking through the park talking on your phone. You looked busy, important." Daniel slowly leaned forward. Something about the way she described it felt strangely familiar. "I remember dropping something," she said. "A small silver necklace. It was the only thing my mother left me." Daniel's chest tightened. The memory suddenly sharpened. "Yes," he murmured slowly. "I remember a necklace." Emily's eyes brightened slightly. "You picked it up and ran after me." Now Daniel could see it clearly. A little girl with messy hair running across the park path. Him catching up to her. Her frightened grandfather standing nearby. "You told my grandfather something I'll never forget," Emily said. Daniel swallowed. "What did I say?" Emily smiled. "You said, everyone deserves a second chance. Sometimes all it takes is one person noticing you." Daniel stared at her. He had completely forgotten those words. But hearing them now felt strangely powerful. Emily continued. "You asked my grandfather about our situation. When he explained, you wrote something on a piece of paper and handed it to him." Daniel closed his eyes briefly. Now he remembered. A phone number. His assistant's contact. "I told him to call my office," Daniel whispered. Emily nodded. "You paid for a small apartment for us. And you helped my grandfather get a job in one of the maintenance teams at Whitmore Technologies." Daniel rubbed his forehead slowly. He remembered approving dozens of small charity requests that year. To him, it had been routine. Just another task. But clearly it had meant far more to someone else. "My grandfather worked there for 6 years, Emily said softly. "He always said you saved our lives." Daniel looked at her. "And what about you?" Emily smiled again, but this time there was pride in her eyes. "I studied hard, very hard." Daniel waited. Then she said something that surprised him completely. "I just finished my residency at Johns Hopkins Hospital." Daniel's eyes widened. "You are a doctor?" Emily nodded. "Yes." For a moment Daniel said nothing. Then he laughed quietly in disbelief. "So this blind date," Emily tilted her head slightly, "wasn't really a date." Emily smiled. "Actually, it was." Daniel blinked. "What?" She chuckled softly. "My grandfather passed away last year. But before he died, he made me promise something." Daniel listened carefully. He said, "One day, you should thank the men who changed our lives." Emily's voice softened. "But he also said something else." Daniel leaned forward. "What?" Emily looked directly into his eyes. "He said, don't just thank him. Let him see the person you became." Daniel felt a strange warmth spread through his chest. All these years he believed his life was defined by business success. Companies, investments, money. But sitting here, listening to Emily, he realized something important. A small act he barely remembered had created a completely different future for someone else. That's why you arranged the blind date, he said slowly. Emily nodded. I thought it would be more interesting than just sending an email. Daniel laughed again. That's definitely true. For the first time that evening, the tension in his shoulders disappeared. He looked at Emily, really looked at her. The confident doctor sitting across from him. The little girl from the photograph. And you know something, Daniel said. Emily raised an eyebrow. What? This might be the best blind date I've ever had. Emily smiled warmly. Good. Then she added playfully. Because technically, it's your last one. Daniel laughed. Why is that? Emily leaned back slightly. Because after this, I don't think we're strangers anymore. Outside, the rain finally began to stop. And for the first time in years, Daniel Whitmore realized something powerful. Success wasn't measured only by companies or billions of dollars. Sometimes the smallest habit, the habit of kindness, could change an entire life. And sometimes, it even led you back to the people you helped.